morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with Mars talking about his trying to keep his crazy butt sister out of his business, and what closes, among other things, and what closes with, among other things, Nola's crazy butt sister's mama talking about you her friend. What's going on with her crazy butt? What's she do to her butt? If you guess, he's got it all mixed up. Dyslexia, season 1, episode 6 of She's Gotta Have It. You're correct. Forgive me, I took my notes and watched this a couple days ago, and for some reason I did not record it until just now. So if I've forgotten something or I'm a little out of tune, just blame it on my head, not my heart. Did I say I'm Angela and the channel is Be Fabulous You? Let us proceed. So we got shots of the project from above. We see street art portraits. We see famous folks. We see basketball hoop, a basketball court. Welcome to Fort Greene Houses sign. We see Mars recording. What up, Martians? And everybody else. He's talking to us to show, he's gonna show us a room, and he's like, hurry up. He's trying to keep his crazy butt sister out of the room, and then he locks an interior door with a deadbolt. And then he tells us his dad died. His dad is dead, and he's showing us a pair of shoes and talking about when he was little, that this is one of the best moments that he ever had with his dad. Boom, he shows us the shoes. He holds up a signed shoe, April 18th, 1997, Madison Square Garden, New York Knicks, and Chicago Bulls. He waited for 2 hours plus to see Michael Jordan. And his dad told Mars that Mars asked Jordan for his shoes, the shoes that Jordan had hanging around his neck. And it was a bunch of questions I don't know what that means. But anyway, we see the shoe boxes behind Mars, and he says it's one of the best nights he ever had. I love you, Pops, but it's getting a little too deep in here. And he's basically signing up. What's up? What's up? I don't know what that meant. But he signs off the video. Then we see Mars yelling, yo, busted butt, putting up some stuff, and you busting your butt putting up some stuff, and then Punk behind Onyx is piggybacking off of your work. Get out of here. This is some bull. He's basically showing Nola's work and what happened, and expressing his dismay over the injustice of the situation. And then we see Mars in front of a bodega talking about his dyslexia. So we see Nola in front of her places. She has 4 pieces of wrapped and ready-to-go art, with canvases, artwork, and she's on the phone, and she like, they'll be here any minute, no worries, don't panic. And then Mars pulls up on a bike with a box attached, kind of like a trunk type hookup, and he's blowing the horn, and he's like, you called? And Nola's on the phone like, I'm panicking now, hold on, I gotta go. And then to Mars, she's like, I thought you were getting a cargo van. And Mars is like, no, a cargo bike. I ain't got my license. And then Nola is like, okay, help me load it. And then Mars is like, only cause I F with you, Nola, and like hard, like really, really hard. And Nola is like, I'm gonna text you the address. I'm gonna get a cab, and don't come inside when we get there though. And then Mars is like, what you mean? I'm coming inside. And then I'm coming all the way inside. And I'm trying to figure out why she didn't take her paintings with her in the cab. That was kind of confusing to me. But anyway, and then we see Mars complaining that he got to go back to work. Right, Mars is complaining he got to go back to work. She could have been like, fine, I'll just take him with me in the cab. It's 4 paintings, and they seem to be small enough to fit in the cab. But anyway, Nola's getting in the cab, and she's watching an episode of She Asked For It. This is the show that we saw referenced a couple times in another episode. And the commercial, it's a commercial for it, and she's annoyed, and the cabbie is like, I know she asked for it. Were you the first winner? And Nola is like, no. And then she calls Mecca, and Mecca is walking down the street and answers the phone, and she's like, hey, it's going good, tonight's my night. My show, I'm making my debut, you don't remember? And Nola's like, no, I would want to be there, but my show opens tonight, so I guess you can't come to my show. And then the cabbie is like, pretty lips. She had on this pretty, like a matte red color on her lips. And Nola is like, sir, I will report you. And the cabbie is like, no, don't deport me. And then Mecca is like, it's always about you. And then Nola is like, no, it's not. That's why I'm calling you, checking in. And Mecca is like, well, I'm at the doctor's office now. And Nola's like, why? What happened? And Mecca is like, nothing happened. Why something always gotta be happening? I'm just getting the top off. It's cool, you ain't coming. I don't want you judging and shit like Clorinda would do anyway. And then Nola is like, look, whatever makes you happy. So, you know, she's going to Dumbo. Hey, when I was in New York, I had heard it was down under the Manhattan Bridge underway. Dumbo. So anyway, she going to Dumbo. So that's a place now. Overpass, down under the Manhattan Bridge overpass. And I knew somebody who lived there. But anyway, way back in the beginning. But Mecca says, say something about how she didn't have to rely. And Mecca says something about how she didn't have to rely on no 3 Negroes to make it happen. And Nola's like, okay, peace. She gets off the phone with her. And then we see Mecca back at the Metro Hotel. That's where she initially got her butt injections. But you know, injections are happening, and now it's like no reaction from Mecca. She is just with the program. I guess it's just like part of her regular life now. And then the music, save yourself, save yourself. The chant is going on in the background. And then we see Mars in the gallery with Clorinda, and Mars is like, wow, damn. And then Clorinda is like, where's Nola? And Mars is like, she behind me in the cab. I ain't causing no trouble. I just brought her work over. And then Chloe is like, I hope you didn't mess it up. And Mars is like, I wouldn't hurt Nola. And Clorinda is like, you say that now. You are so funny. Still living with your sister in the projects. And I love that hot comb headpiece. And then, you know, why don't you just do Nola a favor and not come tonight? And Mars is like, whoa. Is that what's happening here? Or you just mad because I dumped you? And then we see Nola in the background, and Nola is like, Mars, I thought I asked you to wait for me outside. And Mars is like, you didn't want me to know about tonight? How can you ask me to bring your artwork over and not expect me to feel away? You think I'm a clown? And Nola is like, no, I think you are reliable, and I knew I could count on you. I needed some last minute help after the other thing fell through. And then Mars is like, you invited the other dude, blah, 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 blah. I shouldn't have stuck my neck out for you. And then Chloe is like, now you know why I dumped him. And then, what? Nobody told you to screw my ex. And Nola is like, I asked you and you said you didn't care. I guess by now Mars is gone. Then Clorinda is like, I don't, but, forget girl code. And Nola is like, we see her on the therapist's couch, and she's sitting up, legs stretched, her arms across her belly. And the therapist, who's Heather Headley, I didn't recognize her, but she has some God is that her song? I like that song. But anyway, the therapist, who's Heather Headley, is like, how are you feeling about the art show tonight? And Nola is like, vulnerable. My name is on this. You know, the street campaign is my alter ego. I'm not judged on it. I might feel less vulnerable if my name wasn't on it. It brought me back. It brought me here, though, you know, the street artwork. Maybe I've moved on from that pain. And Nola is like, you know, I hope you can make it. And the therapist is like, well, have a good show. The writing was kind of weird on that. And then I'm kind of like, what's up with the therapist's money? Did Nola pay her? Did she just forget about it? I mean, what's up with the money? And then we see the street, and Mars is on a bike, and he's stopping, and Clorinda is in front of a crowd, flanked on the left and the right by a woman and a man on each side. And she's like, you know, thanks for coming to this historic night. It's at the art opening. And she's like, you know, it's shot from down low. It's a nice, interesting shot. And she's like, I have 4 young, beautiful artists, you know, a sculptress, Zora Neale Hurton. like Zora Neale Hurston, but Zora Neale Hurton. That's how people's Twitter's handles be like that. And then she did the hot comb piece that I like. And then we have a painter, Baptiste, and I don't know who he's supposed to be referencing, but his work is like all black. It's just like black framed in gold, like just black. And then we have Lemuel R. Richards, I guess, and I definitely missed the reference here. Then we have Nola Darling with her self-portraits, and then we see the Mecca piece, and you know, we're here to rep my beautiful peoples. It's oh, she's probably in front of her piece, and someone who's at the exhibit has come up to her, and I think this is the white guy, and he's like, I'm here to rep my beautiful peoples. It's nation time. It's nation time. Or he appears to be white, so it's sort of like a little disorienting to hear him saying it's nation time. Like, what does it mean? And then we meet Clorinda's old white boo. You know, she's dating an older white man. I think that's who she was having sex with on the other episode. And then Clorinda sends Nola out to mingle. She's like, you know, you don't have to stand in front of your artwork like you a salesperson. Mix and mingle with the crowd. That's how you sell the work. And then we see a fan approaching. Then we see a fan approaching. And the original Nola Darling. It's the original Nola Darling. And to show some love and appreciation. And it's like, you look really familiar. And Nola is like, she sees Sky. And, you know, that's like supposed to be an inside joke, I guess. And then Nola sees Skylar and Skylar's mom, Opal, Nola's lover, former lover, whatever. And then we see that Mars is inside. He's in the bathroom. He's in the urinal, and a guy comes in and looks over the divider at Mars' penis, and they chat. And Mars is like, "You here for Nola?" And the guy, I think it's the same white guy that we had seen earlier, who's kind of like hyper black. He might not be, you know, white, but he looks white and he acts hyper, like he's trying to be blackety black. But they chat, and Mars is like, oh, you here for Nola? And the guy is like, I'm married, but I wouldn't turn down some bad butt nappy dugout. And Mars is like, Nola is an artist, and first and foremost. And the guy gives Mars a bunch of his, you know, foolishness, and then gives Mars his autograph, like, hey, I'm gonna give you my autograph because, you know, it's my autograph. You going, yay, you know. And then Mars leaves the bathroom, and then we see Mecca. She's praying off stage while she is being introduced on stage. Please, she's saying in her prayers, please let her be proud of me. All for you. This is all for you, Nadia. I think that's her daughter. And then the person on stage is like, Shemeka! And the crowd goes wild. Woo! Points at and then she points. There's like a guy in the audience, and he's got like hook hands, and she points at him. It's like a precursor of, you know, you kind of like, you feel a sense of danger, like I guess when your butt is injected with whatever it's injected with, it's not like a balloon, like you have to be afraid of hook hands because it's gonna explode, but it just looks dangerous for her big bubble butt. And then, so, you know, Shamika points to the guy with the hook, and the crowd is singing along. And I'm not going to let you get, I think that's the best of me. And then, Shamika is dancing and, laying out, you know, bending over and, you know, scooting around. And it's weird. It's very weird. I guess it's like an artistic interpretation of, you know, a strip club type scene, or someone said burlesque. It don't quite seem burlesque to me, but I could, you know, but anyway, it's an artistic interpretation. It's not, I don't think, I've never been to a strip club, so I don't know, but it don't look like what I would think a strip club look like. But anyway, and then we see Shamika doing the splits, and everybody is throwing money and yelling, and Shameka is she gives the hook hand guy a lap dance, and then she's going back on stage, and she falls backward. she's off balance, I guess, because of her gigantic butt, and her butt pulls her backwards, and her butt kind of splatters, and she screams and she's crying, and there's kind of like chaos, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it was kind of like, okay. So then we see Nola. She's chatting with the 3 other artists, and Zora Neale Hurton, and she's like, you know, I don't know, she's saying to Zora Neale Hurton, I don't know if you remember me, but we've met before. And Zora's like, you know, probably. Did Clorinda get you into this show? Of course. And then the guy is like, where are you from? And Nola's like, I'm from here, from Brooklyn. And then but it's like the whole dynamic with the artist is weird. Like, you know, even though she went to Pratt and you'd think that she had been in art circles, these people seem kind of like pretentious and weird. And I don't know. It's just the whole dynamic is kind of weird. And she's the only one who seems like sweet and nice. But then we see Jamie walking by, and he sees Nola, and he's kind of watching her. Then the other artists are kind of like not impressed. And Nola doesn't get their references. Like, they're referencing all of like the cool, hip, artsy things, and Nola isn't in the loop, and so it's sort of like she's out of their loop. And then 2 more folks join the group of artists. It's Nola's parents. I didn't realize that at first. And then her dad is like, you know, asking the guy, so what's up with the black and the all black? Like, it's just black. You know, couldn't you have thrown, you know, a splash of color in there? And then, you know, he like, Zora, you know, your name is cracking me up. And then, you know, a 2nd grader could have done better work than this stuff. And then Nola is Stokes. Oh, she calls her father by his name. I think it's Stokes. Like, Stokes? You know, like, come on, Dad, chill. And then they leave. And then Zora's like, those are your parents, right? Your father is hilarious. And then we have a short, older white guy. He comes up, and the other 3 artists scatter. And he's like, so Nola, darling, you know, what's your work about? And Nola sees Greer's child, so she kind of gets distracted a little bit, and is like, you know, seriously, you know, the free female black form, she's explaining that's what her work is like. And then Nola notices Overstreet, and she gets even more distracted, and the guy is like, you know, I think I'm boring you, sorry. And then he leaves. And then Overstreet is like walking toward Nola with flowers, roses, and then Overstreet is like, my invite must have gotten lost in the mail. You did get the dress, I see. And then Nola's like, oh, well, you know, it's just business. You know, it's not personal. You understand that. And then she walks off, and she gives the flowers to Skylar, Opal's daughter. And then Mars comes up, and he's got the signature of the guy from the bathroom, the guy Dean. And he's like, Dean gave me this in the bathroom. And, you know, Mars, with his dyslexia skills and being a graphologist, like a handwriting analysis, has done some analyzing, and he like, this is onyx. I know this is onyx because this letter matches or whatever. And then Mars is like, you know, step to him, wait, not now. And Nola is like, I don't care. And then she's like, I'm going to. And then Dean is talking to the short white guy that she had been talking to. And then we see Jamie on the phone. Then we see Nola looking at her phone. Then we're at the Methodist hospital, and we're outside, and we see inside a woman reading the Bible on the bed at the bedside of Mecca. And then the woman comes out and hugs Nola, and she's like, you know, Mecca has a blood infection, and, you know, man, you know, and it's like the mom, we find out, thought that Nola worked as a hostess at Applebee's, and she's like, how did she, you know, end up at a strip club and with butt injections? Like, what happened? You know, and then she's like, Nola, you know, she doesn't have a lot of friends. I know she tells you everything. You must know something. And that's the end of the episode. Now that I'm reading my notes, I remember when I was watching it, I was kind of like, not really looking forward to episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10. We still got 4 more episodes to go. But I guess of all of the episodes, this one is like a C minus for me. Like, it was just something weird about it. It was something off. Something didn't hang together. I didn't really see where they were going. And wherever they were going, I didn't feel like, oh, I want to go with them. I was just kind of like, but As I said before on my last video, I have a couple of days, although I'm supposed to have a meeting at 6, but I have some time. So I am going to, my goal is to knock this out, you know, for the most part by the end of this week. So today is Wednesday, we got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So, you know, we only got 4 more episodes. So, you know, that's the goal. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, subscribing. Are you enjoying the series? Where are you at in the series? How you doing today? You know, today is the best day ever. Thank you so much for watching and being a subscriber. We're still working on 200 subscribers. So share widely with all of your fabulous friends and family and all of the fabulous people that you know. Today, again, is the best day ever. So be you, be fabulous, you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous, you. Be